a demonstration against Gray Davis, who's a Democrat who's running for governor. And there are a number of people here with a number of different issues protesting against Gray Davis's fundraising and his racist and conservative principles and policies. He's been pretty equal opportunity. Black, Latino, white, male, female, everybody gets the electric chair. But it's been very punitive in his approach. Very punitive and very limited vision. So he's a Republican in Democrats' clothing.
Gray Davis, we say no, the death penalty's got to go. Gray Davis, we say no, death penalty's got to go. Governor Davis has refused to grant parole and compassionate release to dying prisoners.
Gray Davis has decided to take the law into his own hands and has reversed parole release for 7 battered women.
I'm an environmentalist, and I'm really pissed off that he met with the timber industry shortly after he got into office, and he's given received over $336,000 in contributions from them, and he's for the death penalty. I'm strongly opposed to the death penalty. I think we need to stop the cycle of violence. You're not going to stop the cycle of violence by continuing to allow the state to put people to death.
Criminal justice system. You couldn't devise a system that was worse than the one we have, and it's all politics that creates it. The death penalty is a really good example of that. You wonder about the craziness of the death penalty. The political process. People, each of whom have lost a family member to homicide, and they have been turned over to mercies of the one player in this system that benefits.
At the California Coalition for Women Prisoners and for battered women prisoners, partly because as a woman of color I have family that's been caught up in the prison industrial complex, especially because of racial profiling. And I know personally, some of the women in prison, and I know that their health is terrible, that they are not getting any rehabilitation, and even after they serve their time, they're not getting any breaks. If they're drug felons, they don't have any means of getting their children back and starting their lives again. And if they're in there because they were battered and they killed their abuser, that's not being taken into consideration, though we've passed a law.
Hey, hey, ho, ho, this no parole has got to go. The only difference is the name. Bush, Davis are the same.
Many of the women that are in prison because they've fought back in domestic violence situations for survival, and we're calling for battered women. So calling for the release of all battered women.
Well, we got this whore in Sacramento named Gray Davis. Yes. Bought governorship 4 years ago, and his lease is up. He's got to buy it again this year. And the guy's just doing everything wrong. He's keeping folks in prison that should be paroled, costing the state millions of dollars. He's promised to do gay civil unions here in California, but then it turned around and did just the opposite, complete homophobes. It's just disgusting. We got to get rid of this guy. He's got to learn that if he's going to go ahead and get votes in San Francisco, he's got to go ahead and meet our needs. He's not doing it now.
Robert Rose